All right, let's talk about something that sounds like it's straight out of a sci-fi movie, but it's very, very real. We're talking about a ticking time bomb right at the heart of our digital world. Think of it like this. It's a huge showdown between the digital locks that protect, well, everything, from your bank account to the entire crypto market, and a brand new kind of supercomputer that's getting dangerously close to picking every single one of them. So let's just cut right to the chase with the big, scary question. Could a new type of computer actually break Bitcoin? I mean, just completely shatter its security? For a long, long time, the answer to that has always been, a theoretical maybe, someday. But the thing is, new research is telling us that someday might be a whole lot closer than any of us are comfortable with. You see, for years, the whole idea of a quantum computer powerful enough to crack modern encryption, it was just pure science fiction, right? Something for the movies. Well, it turns out that sci-fi future is arriving way ahead of schedule, and it's posing a direct threat to the very foundation of our digital lives. Okay, so this term right here, elliptic curve cryptography, don't let the fancy name scare you. All you need to know is that this is the mathematical fortress that protects the big players like Bitcoin and Ethereum. For a regular computer, trying to break this is, well, it's like trying to find one specific grain of sand on every single beach on Earth. It's basically impossible. But for a quantum computer, suddenly it's not impossible anymore. It's a puzzle that's becoming solvable. And this is the kicker. For years, the experts told us, don't worry, we've got decades to prepare for this. But a brand new paper from Google's quantum AI team, it just changes everything. The timeline for this whole quantum threat isn't just shrinking anymore, it's accelerating and dramatically. So, let's be clear. This new white paper isn't just some dry academic exercise. No way. It's a bombshell. It fundamentally changes our understanding of just how vulnerable our systems really are. You can think of it like this. They just discovered a new, much more efficient recipe for cracking the code. And the core message from all their research is actually pretty simple. That huge mountain we thought hackers would have to climb to break crypto security, turns out it's actually more like a hill. The amount of resources needed is way, way lower than anyone thought. So what does all this boil down to, really? Well, it comes down to one incredible number, 20-fold. That's the reduction, a 20 times reduction, in the resources a quantum computer would need to crack that digital lock we talked about. Look, a 20-fold improvement isn't just a small step, it's a massive, game-changing leap forward. But what does a 20-fold reduction actually mean in the real world? Well, it's all about something called qubits. You can just think of qubits as the basic building blocks or the processors of a quantum computer. So, needing fewer qubits means that building a machine that can actually launch an attack is suddenly vastly more feasible. And yeah, it could happen a whole lot sooner than we thought. Okay, let's actually put some hard numbers on this because this is where it gets kind of crazy. The old estimates, they were talking about needing millions of these qubits. Google's new research, they've brought that number down to fewer than 500,000. And the time it would take that machine to actually break the encryption? A few minutes. Just a few minutes. That is a complete and total game changer. Okay, so that's the problem. And yeah, it's a big one. It's kind of scary, I get it. But here's the good news. The world's smartest cryptographers and security researchers, they have not been just sitting around. They've been working on a solution for years, and it has a name, post-quantum cryptography, or PQC. So what exactly is PQC? Well, the easiest way to think about it is with that lock and key analogy. If these new quantum computers are basically building a master key that can open any current digital lock, then PQC is all about building a completely new kind of lock, one that the master key just won't work on. It's a whole new generation of security, designed from the ground up to be safe in this new quantum world. And I want to be super clear about this. This is not some fringe experimental idea. The Google paper itself says that PQC is the well-understood path forward. This is the global consensus among security experts. It's pretty much the only proven way to make sure our digital economy stays secure once these powerful computers become a reality. Okay, but this whole thing brings up a really fascinating and tricky problem. When you discover a vulnerability this huge, how on earth do you share that information? I mean, how do you warn all the good guys so they can build up their defenses without at the same time handing the bad guys a perfect instruction manual for an attack? It's a real tightrope walk. Yeah, this debate has pretty much always had two extreme options. On one side, you have no disclosure. Basically, you keep it a secret, but that leaves everybody totally vulnerable. On the other side, you have full disclosure, where you tell the public everything, but that also gives away the keys to the kingdom to any hacker who's listening. As you can probably guess, neither of those is a great solution. This is where Google's approach gets really clever. To get around this whole problem, they used this super advanced, cutting-edge technique called a zero-knowledge proof. Honestly, it's an elegant way to prove that you know something without actually revealing the secret information itself. What this lets them do, essentially, is stand up and say, hey everyone, we ran the numbers and we are telling you our claim that breaking crypto is 20 times easier is absolutely true. And they can prove it, mathematically, beyond a shadow of a doubt, all without ever publishing the secret sauce, the specific quantum circuits that would show a bad guy how to pull it off. It's genius, really. It's verification without revelation. So where do we go from here? Well, the great thing about this research is that it doesn't just point out a huge problem and walk away. It actually outlines a really clear path forward. This isn't about scaring people or creating panic. It's about giving everyone a responsible timeline for what is, let's face it, a necessary global security upgrade.
And really, this isn't a new panic. This has been on the radar for a while. This timeline shows that the security community, Google included, actually started working on this transition way back in 2016. What this year's research does is just add a new layer of urgency. It sets a really clear target. Let's get this migration to new, safer systems well underway by 2029.
The paper even lays out some super clear, actionable steps for the crypto community. Number one, and this is the big one, start moving blockchains over to post-quantum cryptography. But there are also things we can do right now, like stopping the habit of reusing wallet addresses, which can expose vulnerabilities. And also, we need to figure out a plan for all those abandoned crypto coins just sitting out there, because they could be a really easy target for hackers. And I think this quote from the researchers really sums up the motivation behind this whole project perfectly. This was never about attacking crypto. It's about safeguarding it. The whole goal here is to make sure that blockchain technology, which is becoming such a huge part of our digital world, can actually survive and thrive in a future where these incredibly powerful quantum computers exist. So, yeah, the quantum clock is definitely ticking, and it's louder than it has ever been before. We have the tools, we've got the roadmap, and now we have a deadline. The only question that's left, really, is this. Is our digital world ready? Can we get this done before the clock runs out?